The old world burns. It is a dark age. An age of gods and monsters. Led by the ever-chosen, chaos spreads from the north. But a new force rises in the east. An army of... Who are these guys? Oh, samurai, that's pretty cool. Oh, look, there are Romans too. Neat. The job description didn't say whether to focus on more fantasy or like historic. Hey, why not make a game that blends fantasy and historic? You could name it something badass like Shogun, Total War, Hammer, Dawn of the Samurorc. Yeah, I like that. Hi there.
Hi there, my name's Jonathan, and if there's one thing to take away from what you've just seen, it's that I should probably leave game concept ideas to the professionals. Another thing might be that I conceived, captured and edited everything in that trailer as a way to demonstrate my passion for video editing, motion graphics and the Total War franchise. I thought it would be a good idea to follow up that video with a quick breakdown of a couple of my favourite VFX shots, as well as a brief introduction to myself and why I'm applying for the position of content producer at CA. For this transition between the Western Roman Empire's onager in Attila and the Lizardmen's gong in Warhammer 2, I first had to replace the gong's carving with a new faceplate that I created in Photoshop. I then tracked the new faceplate to the original footage. I made the faceplate a 3D object with a metallic sheen and dropped a light into the scene. This allowed me to match the new faceplate with the reflections around the outside of the gong in the original footage. I created a moving mask around the onager, shrank it down to size and aligned it with the carving on the gong. I faded between the two shots, creating a transition that I'm really pleased with. For this next shot, I wanted to bring two armies from two separate games into the same scene. I started by capturing footage of both armies on opposing sides of their respective battlefields. I composited the Shogun 2 footage on top of the Warhammer 2 footage and keyed out the grass. I used a mask to bring some of the mountains from the Warhammer 2 footage into the background. I blended the background elements of both pieces of footage using colour and saturation filters to give them a consistent look and feel. I created a mask for one of the taller banners to prevent it from overlapping with the adjustments made for the background. Finally, I applied some additional filters and some subtle particle effects and film grain to tie the scene together. My first experience with CA and Total War was the TV show Time Commanders. I was 14 at the time and wanted nothing more than a version of that game that I could play at home. Needless to say, I discovered Rome Total War before moving on to Medieval 2, Shogun 2 and my two favourite entries in the franchise, Warhammer 1 and 2. Around the same time that I was discovering Total War, I also discovered video editing and motion graphics. And though I studied media at university and picked up a few freelance jobs, most of my experience comes from practicing at home just for the fun of it. I currently have a job in law enforcement that requires me to use Premiere Pro and After Effects every single day, though unfortunately I do need to leave my creative side at home. To have a job that combines my love of Total War, video editing and motion graphics whilst allowing me a degree of creative freedom would be a dream come true, and I hope that the care and detail that I've put into crafting my Dawn of the Samurorc trailer demonstrates this. I'd like to thank you for sticking around until the end, and I'll include a couple of links to some of my previous work below. I really hope you've enjoyed the video and look forward to hearing from you soon.